Hey, there we are, and what perfect opening music, am I right? Good evening, my darling batlings, and welcome to another one of my streams. I'm joined once again tonight by JKR.
Ayo.
And, yeah, I know that initially I said I was doing Assassin's Creed, but I was running into a bit of technological differences. What?
Nice.
No, seriously, I was. The reason I put it up to a coin toss was because, I couldn't get my controller to work.
Oh.
And I am not about to play an Assassin's Creed game with keyboard and mouse. No, thank you.
Fair enough.
So we put up to a coin toss about whether I would try to fix Assassin's Creed and get it done tonight, or whether we would start an Arkham series retrospective, and Arkham won.
I'm crazy enough to take on Batman. For the IRS? No, thank you.
I mean, if you go by the hierarchy of things, the Joker's afraid to take on the IRS, and the IRS is afraid to take on Joel Osteen. So Joel Osteen is more powerful than the Joker. So yeah, without further Mountain Dew, as good old Homestyle 10 would say, let's get started. And stop the Hyperdimension Neptunia music before I get copyright claimed for it.
Man, the Mario can't play like the T-dubs on the Mech, man.
And note to editing Arikado, cut all this shit out. Cut all this shit out of the VOD. At about 19 minutes in, cut everything between that and when we started.
Oh, you got it for free, Shadow Dragon. That's
Getting
nice.
it for free is an even better deal. Hot damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, Conker's Bad Fur Day is one of the rarest Nintendo 64 games, because it was released so late in the N64's lifetime and so few people bought it, which means there's less copies in circulation. It's not the rarest, but it's one of the rarest. Well,
Yeah.
one of the rarest that's still, reasonably easy to obtain. Like, there's a difference between rare but obtainable and rare that you're going to have to pay hundreds of dollars for.
Right.
Like, the rarest Nintendo 64 game, in North America at least, is Clay Fighter Sculptor's Cut.
Oh, wow.
Because that one wasn't released at retail. It was a Blockbuster rental exclusive. And it's not even a good game. And I know that Bomberman Hero 2 is another or whatever the Bomberman sequel that's on there is another one of the rarest games. Yeah, Kuon for PS2 is definitely a rare one on there. That and Rule of Rose, if you're talking about your survival horror games. Because Rule of Rose famously got a very limited distribution due to the controversy it generated. Whereas Kuon is rare just because no one knew about it when it came out.
See, yeah.
Talking about rare games, I actually sold one of the rarest games in my collection recently because I didn't have a need for a physical copy anymore because I don't have a way to play it. Which was my complete in-box copy of Skies of Arcadia. Not terribly rare as far as Dreamcast games go, but in that condition it goes for a lot.
Oh, nice. How much did you get?
About like $130. Which, considering I only paid $60 for it, and it was still sealed when I bought it, that's quite a turnaround.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, it's got one of these fucking old crusty ass launchers. So I've got to make sure that, like, yes, it is not running at 540 by 480 resolution. I do not want it to look like potato. Multi-sample anti-aliasing, crank that bitch up. NVIDIA Stereoscopic 3D, never gonna use that. Motion blur off. All this shit turned up high. Hardware accelerated physics. I'm pretty sure that my hardware does meet the recommendations for hardware accelerated physics, considering that you know, I have a 3060 and it only recommends an X260. It recommends a GTX 260. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm well above that.
Yeah. I don't always kill the Grand Poobah, but when I do, I eliminate even the toughest stains.
Kill the Grand Poobah! I can't remember how that whole line goes.
Let's see.
Because I can barely make out what Rekgar is saying in that scene.
It took me years to catch on to what he was saying, but I think I got it down. It's like
I can make out bits and pieces, but like I have to have subtitles on if I'm going to understand what the hell he's saying.
As friends, act now, destroy Unicron, kill the Grand Poobah, eliminate even the toughest stains. That's literally what he says.
Yeah, because he talks TV.
Yeah, exactly. But it was like almost like 5-6 years later when I because when he said kill the Grand Poobah, I'd never heard of the Grand Poobah before. So when I was on a camping trip with some scouting friends of mine, or at least scouts associates, they weren't friends with me. One of the adults on the trip said the Grand Poobah when we were trying to decide who was going to lead the group, and I was like, oh, that's what he said.
Kill the Grand Poobah. Ronnie Mo. That's about all I can remember.
Yeah, that's what honestly, that's about what I can remember. It's like, oh yeah, stop thieves. No welcome wagon. Hello, stranger, with a good coffee flavor for you. Offer expires while you wait. Operators are standing by.
Not 1680 by 1050, 1920 by 1080. There we go. Incoming ad break. I'll snooze that one. Let's see. Nightshade for the PS2 cost you $111 used and the disc was spotless. You know, I need to get my hands on Steam Deck. I like what I've seen of it. Of course, let's see, let's give it a play. See if it launches. Windows Firewall blocked. Jesus, that's loud! Holy shit! Ah! Jesus!
Are your eardrums okay?
I forgot how loud the boot up screen is.
Oh, jeez. Come on, let's go. Yes, now I can hear it. Finally.
Okay, just got to tab back over. Like, the thing is, this doesn't have borderless full screen. And I've got to also turn the fuck down the volume. Jesus, this is loud. Oh yeah, there's no option screen.
Oh, lovely.
I think I can work around this. Okay, so let's see, you know, I know an easier way than going into the volume mixer. Let's just turn this down by a lot. There we go. Oh, and it keeps running even if you switch over to a different window. Fantastic.
Ay.
Yeah, the PC version of Arkham Asylum is not the best way to play it, but it'll have to do.
Yeah.
Like, you can fix up a lot of its issues with mods. But, like, out of the box, it takes a little bit of tinkering to get running properly.
Ay.
Yeah, this is a much more reasonable volume.
Yeah.
Like, okay, talking about the lead up to this game, I didn't follow, like, all the news and press events about it, but I did play the demo when it came out, and oh my god, just my inner child lit up when I heard that specific Joker voice. Mark motherfucking Hamill. It's still on my bucket list to meet Mark Hamill, and,
Yes.
I want him to, you know how I've got my whole roommate argument thing that I like, that I want to get voice actors to do? For Mark Hamill, I would get him to act out a roommate argument between the Joker and Mr. Salacia from, Metalocalypse.
A lot of people here really want to talk.
Yeah, at least it wasn't a pirated version where the glide's disabled. That's a fun bit of anti-piracy, and there's a famous quote that goes with that specific pirated version of Arkham Asylum. Like, this game in particular has a famous quote attached to it when it comes to video game piracy, which is if you're not aware, they had a forum set up for, you know, developer forums. So many of these companies have them. But someone went on the forums and complained that they couldn't glide in the tutorial that teaches you about gliding. And that was an intentional bit of anti-piracy, where if it detects that it's pirated, you can't glide, which means the game's impossible to beat.
Yeah.
And one of the devs responded, it's not a bug in the game code, it's a bug in your moral code.
All non-essential staff to vacate the area.
There is one thing that the PC version of Arkham Asylum has over all of the console versions, including the remasters, believe it or not. Only one that runs at 60 FPS.
Tunnel's full. Start the scan.
All the other versions are locked to 30.
You know what?
Oh, wow.
Prefer the good old cavity search. Much more personal.
Got a red light.
Confirmed, Joker likes having hands up his ass.
Joker search the
It's not the patient. It's
Ooh, Would you sneak in with your bats? Come on, tell me. Batarangs, bat claws.
Ooh, bat snacks.
I love the way Joker's written in this game. He's such an asshole.
Yes.
You know, playing it like, you know, aside from the murder and stuff like that, he's still an asshole.
Yes.
You know, he's a serial murderer and a terrorist, but at least he's polite.
Right.
Pencil me in for tomorrow at 4. We've got a lot of catching up to do.
Okay, it's clear. Keep behind me.
Hello, new patient. This is Quincy Shaw.
Tom Kane. It's a shame that, it's a shame we'll never hear Tom Kane in anything ever again. You know, it should have been obvious to me, but it took me until last year when we did the Arkham Asylum fan dub over at Star Productions to realize that Warden Sharp shares a voice actor with Mr. Harriman from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. It should have been obvious because he's using the same voice for both of them.
Yeah.
Fortunate fire.
Hello, it is me, Joshua Tomar. No, wait. Steve Bloom. I've got the fucking fan dub on my mind where there's so many bald-headed, bearded guys in the Arkham Asylum staff that we decided early on that all of them are going to sound like Joshua Tomar and be Joshua Tomar.
Drop my pants.
Get him out of here. Get the door open.
I'd be happy to drop my pants.
Please don't. Please don't. We've given them enough shipping fodder for 1 year.
To kill permissions granted.
Okay, like, real talk here. I commonly joke about how Steve Blum has a good range, but he's only ever hired to use one voice. His Killer Croc is great.
One of the guards, then. Croc, old boy. Is that you?
I believe that's Steve Blum as Killer Croc, if I remember correctly. In
Let me
this
look
game
up.
specifically.
Let me look that up, actually.
It's either him or Fred Tatasciore.
Keep your weapons trained on it at all times. What's it doing?
I've got your scent, Batman. I will hunt you down.
Get that animal under control!
A toy collar won't stop me from killing you, Batman. I'll rip you apart.
Yeah, he's voiced by Steve Blum. We got confirmation he's Steve Blum. Steve Blum has been spotted. Twice in a row, talking to himself in this scene, technically, because Bedard's in this scene is also voiced by Steve Blum.
That reminds me.
Yeah.
I really need to get me some.
Yeah, like, Steve Blum has really impressive range. It's just he only ever, like, 9 times out of 10, he just uses his normal speaking voice.
Yeah.
Which is still a badass voice that's really versatile.
Yeah.
Like, it works for so many characters.
Sweet, great night for a party.
Like, the same dude voices Black War Greymon,
Still have a
Spike
ticket to
Spiegel,
a white
Mugen.
Don't you think it's a little bit funny how a
Hey, Lulu.
costs hundreds of my
like so many other characters with the exact same voice, and he manages to make all of them sound distinct.
really should learn to keep that fat mouth of yours.
Because he's such a good actor.
It'll get
Yeah.
you into trouble.
Tell me something.
And then he occasionally gets to do some more out there voices, like his Killer Croc, Grunt from Mass Effect, Guilmon,
Oh, yeah, I forgot Guillemon.
Takatoman. I want some bread.
All patients should avoid contact with prisoners from Blackgate Prison Facility. Their presence...
What's he doing? Stay where you are.
Get a flashlight! Get a light on him!
Take all my bits, you witch.
I'm not a witch, but thank you.
What the fuck?
You got your wrong magical creature there.
Don't you trust me?
Our guest
Okay, that was
has
fucking.
arrived.
That was fucking weird. Oh wait, that's.
Lower
That was
floors
like.
are now in level red.
And of course, I got an ad on the damn thing.
You're back.
Oh well.
You killed 3 of
Now.
my crew.
You tried not to
reminds
say
me.
you can say the bitch word on
I'll be
Twitch.
sure to try harder next time. What say we aim for 100?
Rip Kevin Conroy though, may he rest in peace. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
like for like this incarnation of Batman, you know, the more serious portrayals, I can't imagine anyone except Kevin Conroy as the voice of
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a night.
Now, that's not to say that no one else is allowed to play Batman. Like, you missed the piracy discussion earlier.
Yes.
But,
Appreciate the assistance.
words. My talk words aren't working. Batman Brave and the Bold. Can't remember his name, but the guy that voices him there, like, works for that more, like, Silver Age portrayal of Batman.
You okay?
He surrendered almost without a fight.
And then,
At least
you know, Roger Craig Smith is also a good Batman, from what I've
Yeah.
heard in Arkham Origins. I've only played a little bit
yeah.
at the beginning.
get up now.
Joker's loose. Alert the warden.
Hey, thanks for resubbing.
Hey, the ad is what reminded me.
Honey, I'm home.
Come on in.
The last time we'd hear Arlene Sorkin as Harley Quinn in a major
Yes.
Batman project.
Yeah.
Welcome to the madhouse, Batman. I said a trap.
You know,
And you sprang it gloriously.
you know, as much as I like Tara Strong, I can't help but find it funny that Arlene Sorkin personally chose her to be her replacement, and everyone agrees that she's bad.
Yeah.
In the room, and then much concert.
Like honestly, I love Tara Strong as a voice actress. Like she's a great voice actress. It's just like the thing is she's not a good Harley, and it feels like she's she's trying too hard to do a Harley voice.
You know what? My problem with Tara Strong's Harley Quinn is it's the same problem that I have with Jake Fushi's Optimus Prime. It doesn't sound like Harley Quinn. It sounds like an impression of Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Just like Jake Fushi's Optimus Prime doesn't sound like Optimus Prime, it sounds like an impression of Optimus Prime.
Yeah. And even then, it's like Jake Fushi's Optimus Prime is better in freaking Cyberverse. Actually, Cyberverse, I thought his Optimus Prime voice was fitting for the way the character was designed.
Yeah, something fucky happened with the War for Cybertron series.
Yeah.
Joker's in full control of the security gates.
I'll find
Something fucky happened with that whole Netflix production in general.
Let him know what
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Don't make promises you can't keep, Bats.
All right, a fun bit we're going to have is seeing whether or not the NVIDIA physics system works properly. Because, okay, it seems to be working properly because one of the things that's affected by it is the cobwebs.
Always with the hero.
But the main way to tell if it's working or not is once you get out of the tutorial bit and, you know, get to explore the island. If the leaves are not behaving properly, then that means physics is broken. If you don't know what physics is, it's like a physics system proprietary software from NVIDIA that enhances like background objects. Another thing that affects is the smoke and fog. Like it kind of moves around Batman as he walks through it if you have it enabled. But it requires really specific and really old drivers in order to run properly. It took fucking forever to find the right drivers.
Security breach in level B3. Warning. Security breach in level B2. Warning. Security breach in level B8. Warning. Security breach in level B1.
All right. Another thing it affects is the caution tape.
Security breach in level B6. Warning. Security breach in level.
Okay.
Is that a rat I just saw?
Loud and clear. What's
Was what?
Joker's
I
escaped.
just saw a rat go across the
He's running
screen.
free in Arkham.
Yep.
Do you need anything? Is my dad?
It's a rat. Kill it. Kill it. I don't know why I went Russian there. I was trying to reference Cat Icarus.
Rats. Rats.
Rats.
We're
the rats. We pray at night. We stalk at night.
We're
the rats. And yeah, it's Dietrich Bader. That was the primary voice of
You're lucky to be alive.
Batman in Brave and the Bold.
This way. Door's jammed. I'll try and
Jeff Bennett voice. I think, if I remember correctly, Jeff Bennett's Batman performance in that show was from the episode where Batman split into like 3 of them,
back down there. You
and they all have different personalities.
I work better alone.
Let's see.
You know, the one that has Batman does not eat nachos.
Oh yeah, that I remember.
Yeah.
Apparently, Jeff Bennett provided the voice of Hardak in Batman the Animated Series, which I did not know. He was also Dave in The Batman, that robot who apparently who became self-aware and actually thought he was a actual criminal mastermind locked inside a mechanical form. He was also Professor. He was also Professor Hugo Strange.
He won't see.
Now, where have I heard that name before?
that looks even a
And Jeff Bennett's got a long filmography of voices, specifically with Warner Brothers and Cartoon Network properties.
Yeah.
He's probably most known for his work on Powerpuff Girls. If I remember correctly, he voiced Ace, and I think he also voiced Fuzzy Lumpkins.
Let's see.
But I know he voiced Ace because there was that whole thing of, like, Gorillas officially recruiting Ace as their temporary bass player, but they couldn't have him speak any dialogue because that wasn't in the contract. So they couldn't get Jeff Bennett to reprise the role.
Yeah. Let's see. Jeff Bennett was the voice of the Joker and the Red Hood in Batman the Brave and the Bold.
Yep.
Let's see.
Zaz is down, but not for long. Got to get close.
Someone put this animal back in his cell.
Oh, he was Batman, but he was like the singing voice of Batman, apparently.
Okay, yeah. I figured it was some, like, secondary Batman voice he did.
Yeah.
I've got a figurine of this of this specific Harley. I picked it up at a retro game store. I love this outfit. I love this outfit for Harley.
I remember at a convention I went to years ago, like the very first comic convention I ever went to, I saw a woman cosplaying as that Harley Quinn, but she was up on like on the floor above me, like in the restaurant area, while I was on the con floor itself. So I'm just walking around with a camera in hand and asking her, I call out there. It's like, excuse me, Harley, can I get a photo? And like the way the photo is shot, it makes it look like I'm trying to get a shot of her up her skirt when that was never the intention. But,
A likely story.
Well, just to be safe, she crossed her legs to hide, to hide her panties. So I'm like, okay, yep, that's fine.
Okay, that's a solid alibi.
Yeah.
The story will break any time now.
So I'm sure that's what she thought.
Keep people away.
I'm sure that's what she thought I was going to be doing until she crossed her legs. I'm like, that's fine. I'll still take the photo.
We're trapped in here. Try the radio. Control should be able to shut down the gate.
Harley thinks she has me trapped in this chamber.
You know, speaking as a cosplayer myself, I haven't done any crossplays, but like I know from other cosplayers I've spoken to that a lot more women cosplayers should do is, if they're wearing skirts, wear either bike shorts or bloomers underneath.
Yeah.
So they don't have to worry about any creeps.
I'll keep trying.
Right.
Oh, hey, another Steve Bloom in the radio. Yep. There's so many Steve Blooms in one asylum. It's almost like they have a cloning facility just to create Steve Blooms.
We're in control now.
Warning. Decontamination room. Toxins detected.
Way in or out. Damn it! They're trapped in there.
Warning. Decontamination room. Area sealed.
What is that stuff?
Joker toxin. Listen, the room is full of poison gas. Anyone caught in there is dead.
Are you gonna get in there and help them, Batman?
No, he's not going to help him. He's just going to sit
Steve
there
Bloom
and
in
do
the Bloom. Steve Bloom in the Bloomverse.
This isn't a simple escape attempt. Joker's been planning this.
You know what? Now that we say that, has Steve Bloom ever played Batman? Because if he hasn't, that's surprising.
Let's see. Let's find out.
Because it seems like the kind of role that would be perfect for him.
I can't. I'm gonna fall.
I'm going after the animal who did this.
Batman, the extraction.
Nope. Oh wait, yes, he was Batman in Lego Batman.
Okay.
The video game, anyway.
Yeah, the video game, because the movies had a different dude. The
yeah.
You know the guy that like you can't remember his name, but you know him immediately once you see him.
Yeah.
You know that guy. That narrows it down so much.
Yes, it does.
Nelson Biederman III from Let's Go to Prison.
Attention.
That was his character in that movie. I remember that because Comedy Central used to play that movie fucking non-stop.
Attention. Decontamination room access is now permitted.
Woo! Go Batman! He's rock! Joker doesn't stand a chance.
But here's the question. Does Batman smell? And if he does smell, does that also mean that Robin has indeed laid an egg? You know, I've got to, when we get to Arkham Origins, because it takes place on Christmas, I've got to make a joke about that. Hell, the fact that they referenced that song in Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah, they even did it in Justice League Unlimited.
Like having Joker sing it before escaping on a rocket-powered Christmas tree.
Yeah, and I remember, like, in Justice League Unlimited, there's a point in time where it's like almost the entire league is getting arrested, and the people who are arresting them ask where Batman was. And Flash is just like, oh, Batman is running late. Batmobile lost a wheel. Joker got away. At least that's what I heard.
If you want to see some, like, truly cursed, like, alternate universe potential, look up the clips we have available of when Tim Curry was supposed to play the Joker in Batman the Animated Series before they cast Mark Hamill. Like, it's just slightly off enough to be creepy. If I ever meet Tim Curry in person, I'm going to ask him to, I'm going to get a video where I ask him where the only place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism is. Spice!
Yes.
Go, Batman, you rock! Dead guards everywhere, yeah. That's basically Batman this whole game.
Yep. Unexpected, wasn't it?
Well, note to self.
Note to self,
Use
use
stronger
stronger
test
test subjects.
Seeing as how I'm feeling generous, I'll give you this one for free. Knock me off, I dare you. End this. Pull the plug. Stop me once and for all. Oh, you're getting too predictable, Bats. Well, I'd love to stay and chat, but I have a party to organize. I've got guests flying in from all over Arkham. You'll see.
Okay, so Joker got away, which does imply, going back to it, that Batman is indeed a smelly boy. I love the artwork for the armor upgrades. It looks so jank.
Yeah, right.
Batman, I'm over here. It came out of nowhere. I dragged Jerry in here, powered up the gate.
Batman lives in the cave, so it makes sense.
That door. What's on the other side?
We call it extreme isolation. Only way in is via the transport system.
Also, hello, another Steve Bloom.
To call another cell.
It gets the multiplying.
Okay. Something's wrong.
We thought it was cloning, but it's actually mitosis.
You're expecting maybe two.
I can't wait until the Devil May Cry 4 fan dub is finished, because I actually managed to sneak in a bit about mitosis in there, just for continuity's sake. And Nate had, like, the best follow-up to it, completely unprompted. Because, you know, the whole thing's improv.
Yeah.
Like, like, there... I want to talk about it, but I don't know if I'm allowed to, because it's not my project.
Yeah.
Harley's looking forward to it. Maybe I'll film it and post it on the internet.
When in doubt, shut up.
What, are you trying to get on World Star?
Open the door you came in.
Welcome to the bread bank. We sell bread, we sell loaves.
Jeez, I don't even remember the rest of that bit.
Neither can I. I remember boneless pizza. I had to.
Yes. Yeah.
For that video.
Right.
We apparently got people on Cringivore, whenever we upload a new Transformers Armada bridge, he makes a post to a Transformers subreddit about it.
Oh yeah, I forgot he does that.
Batman,
And apparently we got people on the subreddit thinking that was actually going to be our last episode.
Oh wow.
I'm getting him back.
Because I titled it The Last Episode. But it was in April. It was uploaded on April Fool's. It should have been obvious.
I'm still taken. A guard named Frank Bowles attacked him. If I find Frank, I'll find your father.
Bruce, hurry, please.
Hey, Proto Rage, how's it going?
Hello, Proto.
I am Proto. Your security is my motto.
So when I need security code?
Apparently, I was yesterday years old when I found out that the Protogent antivirus software that Joel turned into a meme is still around.
Seriously?
Yeah. And they're still using. They're using a slightly less copyright infringing mascot now. Like all they did was change his hairstyle now. So now it's totally not Super Y. It's It's Proto. And his your security is his Moto.
Oh, jeez.
Good luck, Proto.
I'm setting up a crime scene.
So what's the plan? Isolate something in that room unique to both?
Exactly. I can follow traces of alcohol from Frank's bourbon in the atmosphere.
Okay, like what? Time to get, with my critic hat on. One of my complaints with Arkham Asylum in particular is that so much of the game is, either encourages or requires you to use detective vision that you might as well play the entire game with detective vision on.
Yeah.
And then you're just playing the game with like an ugly filter over it.
Right.
Security level.
Have I played? You know what? Arkham VR is the only one I haven't played because I don't have a PSVR. I have a Oculus Quest. And yes, I mean Oculus Quest because I bought it before the stupid rebrand. I bet you didn't hear that one before, did you?
No, I've heard it.
Like I missed that one for years.
Yeah,
because like usually there's no reason to hang around in that room.
What's going on? Right, exactly. But I stumbled across it a few years ago, the last time I played the game, actually. And then I heard it in a video too.
Coffee mugs, great container for bourbon. Haven't you heard of it? Well, technically this wouldn't be the same, but haven't you heard of an Irish coffee?
It's late, but still.
I love how the buoy stink synced up with the elevator crashing. Irish coffee, the only way Jim Gordon takes his coffee. I mean, he has to, deal with the stress of just living in Gotham City somehow.
Yeah.
If I want to follow,
I was gonna say being the police commissioner for Gotham City, but no, just living here's got to be stressful.
Yeah. I mean, hell, I think in the video game continuity, they actually do the Killing Joke actually does take place in here.
Yes, it does.
A similar version of it, at least a version of it, anyway.
Yeah, a version of it does because we have Oracle instead of Batgirl at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll drink some coffee. My mom made a horrible mistake when it came to her recent coffee purchase, which I had to explain to her.
Oh, no.
She bought espresso, not knowing that it was espresso.
Oh, God.
So she was just brewing it like she would regular coffee, which, like, you can do that, but, like, if you know me, I carry a travel mug, Yeti travel mug with me everywhere I go. 32 ounces. She gave me 32 ounces of espresso.
Oh, jeez.
I'm like, no, I would rather not have a heart attack.
Yeah.
Get over there. Damn, come on, everyone, cover the main entrance. How many are there, Bowles? Hang on, how the hell do you know what... Bowles!
But yeah, what I was getting at was, if the Killing Joke, or at least a version of it, takes place in the Arkhamverse, that technically means that Commissioner Gordon, no doubt has the same psychotic torment that he had to deal with in the comic, in a way at least.
Not as it was portrayed in the movie.
Right.
Because we don't talk about the movie. What a disappointment.
Yeah. The sad fact is, like, I liked the Killing Joke half of that movie. The actual, like,
you like when it's actually doing the Killing Joke.
But then, you know, after I watched Lankara's review of it, I was like, you know what? I actually started to agree with him. It's like there's a lot of stuff in there. It's like there's some things I agree with and some things I don't. I did like the fact that we got Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy as Joker and Batman. That was fine. But whoever was doing the voice direction didn't give them the right direction, I feel, that we would have, you know, like, what we expected, really. Because it was like, it didn't seem like they were having much fun with that story. Whereas both were, like, really going all out on every other project they've been on together. But that one didn't seem like they were doing that much.
Hold on, we've got to listen to the ghost of Mr. Harriman.
City, where my own curse is to forever remain in the shadows. My story is carved into the very soul of Arkham, and will only be revealed to those dedicated enough to discover it.
He's had it worse than the Batman who you know, fitting. He's had it worse than the Batman Who Laughs origin comic. I haven't read that. I don't read many comics, believe it or not. Like, I think it's probably my ADHD that makes it harder for me to focus on comics.
Yeah. I got the same issue. Like, I buy comics, but a majority of the time I don't read them. Is the sad fact. It's like I collect them, but it's like whenever I want to read them,
Harley Quinn tried to
can't
slow
sit
me
down. I can't sit still long enough to read them.
Did it work?
Of course.
Yeah, that's the same with me.
It's like such an effort just to sit down and read something.
Speaking of fucked up things in comics, did you hear that Spider-Man Reign is getting a sequel?
I did not. I didn't even know there was such a thing as Spider-Man Reign.
Spider-Man Reign was basically Marvel Comics' attempt at doing The Dark Knight Returns, but with Spider-Man.
Oh.
Got good reviews at the time, but as far as its impact on comics goes, it's mostly remembered for the way that Mary Jane died.
Hmm.
She got cancer from Peter's radioactive spooge.
Oh, jeez. Because comics, well, they had to, like, apparently they decided to add a little bit of realism to a comic universe. It's like, honestly, why?
And also, apparently, in the original printing of Spider-Man Reign, they forgot to censor Peter's dong.
Oh, jeez.
So you got to see some spider dong.
Joker's men have taken control of the cell block transfer corridor.
That's
What do I have to say to that?
I patched into a guard radio. It sounds like Joker's crew have got their hands on weapons.
Yeah.
I'll calibrate the Cowl's vision mode to isolate armed henchmen.
Yeah.
Approach is suicide.
That's a good response.
Yep.
It's a good thing these guys don't have peripheral vision.
Right.
Or situational awareness. Could you imagine if these were Metal Gear guards? Where they can actually hear?
Yeah, right. I mean, who knows? Maybe all three of them just have tunnel vision.
Like Metal Gear guards.
Yeah.
I'll say, fuck. No problem, boss. Or is it just finishing off? Arkham chumps never stood a chance.
Oh, look who it is! Are your pointy ears burning?
One detail I like about Detective Vision that is subtle is that when Detective Vision is active, his eyes turn totally white, just like in the comics and in the cartoon.
Yeah.
That's a cool way of incorporating that bit of visual detail without making it look stupid.
Yeah.
Almost as bad as that one time what Sandman's done to Spider-Man.
Oh no. 1 second.
New in the asylum. Some idiot is running around the asylum dressed like a bat. I know. Crazy. Personally, I think the best solution is to put him out of it.
I'm pretty sure that's a dog, not a kitty. I'm pretty sure kitties don't bork like that.
Misery. It's the only reliable cure.
Ah, I see. Something has freaked the widget the fuck out.
He doesn't stand a chance. Not a chance.
Poor pupper. Inverted takedown is my favorite way to deal with guards. Oh. That sounds like some fucking ultimatum shit. Pun intended.
Stupid boiler! Crap out of me!
Stupid boilers scared the crap out of me.
You know, it's because I'll always remember the guards in Arkham Asylum specifically because of their kind of limited number of phrases they say in Predator sequences. And one of them is like 9 times out of 10, whenever one of them spots you, they're going to say, "It's the bat!" And I remember that because there was a meme I saw a couple years ago where it was a picture of Joe Rogan. Yes, indeed, I am snooping.
Sorry, couldn't resist.
But it was a picture of Joe Rogan, you know, showing off how much he looks like a thumb. And it says Joe Rogan looks like the kind of Batman villain that says, "It's the bat!"
Yes. I think I remember seeing that meme myself. I think it was because you shared it. It was what caught my attention on it.
Probably. Sorry. Improper use of Sonor language there. Exobably. No probalo.
Oh, God. Hey. Are you gonna be told by a house or something? Home or something?
Fret no more. That character actually has a name. That sighing middle-aged man, because he appears in a couple other tunes as like a recurring character in commercials for shady businesses. His name is Husband of the Year.
Where'd he go?
Another bit with him was like he only appeared for a couple seconds in a commercial that got cut off in one episode. It's like, do you ever want to saw your own arms and legs off?
He's up there, above us.
Thug conversations are always pretty entertaining, yeah.
Bullets. Batman's one weakness.
My one weakness, being shot in the face. I mean, he should be thankful that wasn't his other weakness. Bees.
My God.
I know a lot of people like to shit on like late 80s, early 90s comics for being overly edgy and grimdark, but like 2000s comics were on some next level shit.
Yeah.
Like they were on some weird shit. Like there was that like what was it, like 7 to 10 year period where they tried as long as possible to keep Eddie Brock from being Venom.
Officer Bowles' trail stops here.
Every time I hear the phrase of the thug saying, "Luckily I never met the bats in City nor Asylum," I go killer mode.
Oh no.
Yes, it is I.
It's him.
Enigma, the Riddler.
You might want want to rethink your name. It's a little sussy wussy. Like I know that obviously it's a pun on Enigma, but like it's the same kind of dangerousness as Butch Hartman naming the evil doppelganger of the Crimson Chin the Nega Chin.
Sharply observed.
Then again, Butch Hartman's probably a massive racist anyway, if you look at how he portrays Asian people in his shows.
Yeah. I would have expected a child to work that one out, let alone the world's greatest detective.
I'm over here, Batman.
Oh hey, it's finally a guard that's not voiced by Steve Bloom. But it is another Joshua Tomar.
You know what's funny is I think that guard's name is I think North. I think is his last name. But the funny thing is, ever since then, I keep getting him confused with Nolan North. So my mind goes to, oh, Nolan North voiced Officer North. But no, he didn't.
I'm surprised you want to intern here at Arkham.
You know, I actually don't like the patient interview tapes for Harley in this game. Because, like, it's mostly dialogue recycled from, Mad Love, I believe was the name of the episode.
Yep.
But she's not using the right Harley voice for it. She's using, like, the Harley Quinn voice, not the Dr. Harleen Quinzel voice.
Right.
One or two of them will enjoy it too. Be careful.
Sorry to leave you hanging.
It was a massacre. Bulls came walking.
The Killer Croc interviews were your fave. My faves are the Zaz interviews. They've got a real unsettling arc to them.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
They never stood a chance.
Was Bowles alone?
Thought he was. Then I saw Harley Quinn. She was surrounded by Black Gate prisoners. They were just killing everyone in the room. I had no choice. I got in here, locked the door. I could see it on the security feed. They had someone with them. It looked like the commissioner.
Bowles is dead. They carried on without him. Must have outlived his usefulness.
Good. He was scum. I'm sorry, buddy.
He lost his bowls when he died. You know, I could say something about that, but I don't know if I would get in trouble with Twitch. Let's just say I've been watching a lot of, like, true crime and horror YouTube lately.
Yeah.
Jack Ryder is live from the Gotham Bay Area with some breaking news.
Yeah, I know that's like, because I listen to a lot of those true crime and horror videos to help me go to sleep at night, but most of the time during the day I watch a lot of like World War II documentaries.
Like, it was, more specifically, it was a discussion about a specific crotchular punishment being inflicted on someone by a pit bull.
Oh, jeez.
Alright, time to see if physics is properly working. If the leaves and newspapers are behaving correctly, then everything's working fine. If they seem to be working a little bit oddly, and I know that's a very vague way to say it, but you'll notice it if it's not working correctly. Alright.
Known truth.
Yeah, everything seems to be working correctly. Physics is thankfully not an integral part of the Batman Arkham games on PC. It's just like extra visual effects. Like, when I say not working correctly, when I had the wrong driver installed, the leaves would... Like, you see how the leaves, you know, dynamically move away from Batman as he steps around them?
Right.
That's how they're supposed to behave. If it's not installed correctly, then the leaves will just hover, like, at waist height. In place.
Now, we can't just have him up and leave us, can we? Every thug, villain, murderer, and kindergarten teacher that isn't carrying out party orders should head their...
Okay, why kindergarten teachers, though? Kindergarten teachers are usually really good. I've never met a kindergarten teacher that I didn't like. Granted, I haven't met many kindergarten teachers.
Yeah.
The alert. What's wrong? Where are you?
I'm outside the Arkham mansion. Harley Quinn probably triggered the alarm. If she's still got Gordon with her, he could get hurt.
Okay, done. The Batmobile is still parked up outside the intensive treatment building in Arkham North. I sent you the schematic.
Yeah, invisible wall.
I've marked key locations like your car.
Thanks, Oracle.
Some sort of anti-bat force field was preventing me from entering. No, it's not. It's not an invisible wall. It's an anti-Wayne Tech force field. just like in a fucking Superman 64. It's not low draw distance. It's kryptonite fog.
Of course you found that one easy. You were supposed to.
My favorite thing about the Riddler side quest in this game, you know, apart from it actually being feasible to complete in a reasonable amount of time,
right?
Is that you get to hear him gradually freak out more and more as you get closer to finishing everything. Like, he starts out smug, but you know, the mask starts to slip.
Right.
Speaking of the mask, I haven't been following that Spider-Man Lotus news, but I saw what the Green Goblin looks like in it. I'm like, that is a fucking, like, Jim Carrey the Mask chin. It looks goofy.
This I gotta see for myself.
Like, apparently it's a, to my understanding, it's a Spider-Man fan film that's really controversial for having, like, some shitty people involved. And also, the movie just came out and ended up being shit.
Oh, wow.
Like, it's the worst kind of fan film where it's the kind that's made out of spite for what's currently being made, rather than out of love for the character.
Yeah.
But on the bright side, it's yeah, Shadow Dragon, that is one of the lines that he says when you get close. He's like, you've been looking up the answers on the internet, didn't you? But, like, on the bright side of this Spider-Man Lotus drama is that, it's gotten people talking about, what is it, The Last Stand of the Green Goblin, I think it's called, which is, like, one of the first Spider-Man fan films before there even was an official Spider-Man movie. And it was made on no budget, with no safety measures, and, like, really impressive web-swinging scenes, because the dude playing Spider-Man was actually swinging from rooftops without any sort of safety net under him. He could have died very easily.
Oh, wow.
I should see the Origins Riddler. I just got Origins today. And I'm still towards the beginning of it.
Harley trashed the car. Looks like there was a scuffle. I need to search the area around the Batmobile. There could be a clue as to where she took Gordon.
Yeah, I could do that, or I could go over here and solve some more riddles.
That'll lead me to Gordon.
He says Harley trashed the car. Has he checked the battery?
You are performing just below my predicted expectations. At this rate, you'll never beat me.
Oh, shut up, Riddler.
This fucking one Okay, that was weird. This fucking one was the last riddle in my very first playthrough that I need to find. And I didn't know who the fuck Tweedledee and Tweedledum were in Batman. So I was like, what am I even supposed to be looking for?
Right? That was the same with me. It's like, I love Batman, but like most of my knowledge came from like the cartoons and the movies and stuff like that. So a lot of the characters that showed up, or at least characters that were referenced in these riddles, I had no idea who the hell they were.
You know, playing Arkham Asylum for the first time in a while has got me thinking about an old Retsupre by Chip Cheesem and General Ironicus. Back when Retsuprays used to be a pretty common thing. It was a Retsupre of like this day one Batman Arkham Asylum Let's Play. And like this was around the time when YouTube introduced the ability to upload custom thumbnails, but at the time it was only for people with a certain subscriber count.
I'm going to have to find another way around to get back.
And the dude that uploaded the Let's Play really wanted his custom thumbnail, even though he didn't have that many subscribers. So you know what he did?
What?
He just made, like, the end half of the video just a still image of what he wanted to be the thumbnail, so it would get auto-chosen as the thumbnail.
Oh, jeez.
So, like, half the video is just, like, that promo image of Batman and the Joker having a stare-off. I also remember a thing that Ironicus said about Batman's run cycle in this game, which is, I am the world's greatest detector. That's why I run like a dork.
Anyone
You
seen the big bad
That bat? I warn you. It may look like an idiot, talk like an idiot, but don't let that fool you. He really is an idiot.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Oh, hello, hardworking men.
Fuck the working class. No, don't fuck the working class. We need them.
I mean, the working class is already getting pretty fucked and has been for a while.
No, I know. I'm just talking about these guys. These two are the working class. And fuck them. Fuck these two. Okay, you know what? I changed my mind. Don't fuck the working class. Just fuck these two in particular.
I love that you're free to explore this room whenever you wish. Even though at first it looks like there's nothing to do in it.
Come in. Sit down. Take off your mask.
No.
So that's... I was thinking. You really could use a friend in here. Someone to talk to. Share secrets with. Shall we start with the big one? Who is
I love this room in general. It's just got a really eerie vibe to it.
Yeah.
Do you
Like this, you turn away.
win? We'll see.
There's something like if you keep turning away, then he'll be in different poses sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's not doing it now. There we go.
Oh. It just like I've never noticed that before. Like I've only been in this particular room a couple of times through my playthroughs, and whenever I play, like I've never noticed that. But then again, I'm not in the room for very long. I just go in. I've only been in this room prior to the end once during my first playthrough of the game, and then after that, I was like, I just kind of passed it up, and I kind of figured it's like, oh yeah, there's something in there. Really, nothing to speak of.
Also, hi Timo. Hope you're looking forward to, hopefully sometime in the coming week is when me and Lulu are going to do that Smasher Pass VTuber edition. Because, like, while I didn't get many responses on Twitter, per se, Lulu has also been gathering up her own list of VTubers to do Smasher Pass on, so we're going to combine our lists.
Hey, Cloud.
Hey, Cloud! Speaking of people that submitted Smasher Pass on there, I'm not giving any spoilers. Partly because I don't know what's going to be on the list.
Jimmy.
exterminate this vermin. It's way back to the main.
And speaking of VTubers you should follow, everyone should follow both Timo and Cloud Sato. And I'm also going to suggest that everyone follow the Mistress Dove on Twitch, because she's a friend of mine and she just started streaming. She's been streaming her way through the Kingdom Hearts series, starting from the very beginning. Biggest Kingdom Hearts fan that I know. Has encyclopedic knowledge of the series. So big of a fan that she's been writing her own fan fiction.
Oh, wow.
And she also does reviews on YouTube that are pretty damn good. Made me rethink how I'm going to do reviews in the future.
Nice.
A challenge completed. Can you do more?
Talk like an idiot, but don't let that fool you. He really is an idiot.
Oh god, that reminds me of something I pulled on you years ago, during your pre-Arikado days.
Yeah.
I can remember it was like, back when you used to go by Haseo, all those years ago, it was like, I remember, I made a joke on stream with a bunch of us on there. I was like, "Has anyone seen the great Haseo? I warn you, he may look like an idiot, talk like an idiot, but don't let that fool you. He really is an idiot."
You know, I would have a response to that if I was still Haseo.
Yeah.
If another doctor tries to run and gets out of the building, you won't. I'll just flood the rooms with happy gas.
Instead, I'll just say this. I know I am, but what am I?
Like, I remember your response to that perfectly, actually.
What was it? Because I can't remember.
Your response was basically correcting me. You were saying it's like, it was like, something around the lines is like, "Oh, you didn't go far enough. You should have said I'm a fucking idiot." And I'm like,
there we go.
The next time I did it, I actually corrected myself. I said, "He really is a fucking idiot." Only because you asked me to. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll do it.
Let the Joker in the next movie say the fuck word.
Yes.
Even though he already did. I mean, in the next Batman movie. Obviously, he already said the fuck word in the Joker movie.
Got to say.
Yeah. And, I actually like Joaquin Phoenix's portrayal of the Joker.
Really upset you.
Yeah,
I agree with that, Cloud.
Yeah, same here.
Like, it's nice to know that, they had gotten so used to working together that, it's basically you can't have one without the other.
Right. I remember actually, after Conroy passed away, my friend the Furret and I got into an argument on Facebook right after I found out that Hamill had decided that he was going to retire as the Joker. Furret said that he was, he's like, he should, but he should also stop voice acting in general. And I'm like, dude, just because one of his favorite friends and fellow voice actors passed away as the Batman doesn't mean he needs to stop voice acting in general.
Yeah, it's not like the Joker was his only role.
Exactly. Like, I told him, it's like, dude, he's still got a good range, and he can easily do other voices besides the Joker.
Yeah,
like hell,
for example,
honestly,
for example, the Trickster.
I remember it's like he was also the voice of Darth Bane in one of the later seasons of Star Wars: The Clone Wars. he was also the voice of the Fallen in the Prime Wars trilogy. Which I actually liked that voice for him.
Always gives me the creeps.
He was also that like sidekick guy from Darksiders.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck his name. Who remembers the names of characters from Darksiders?
What kind of hospital is
You know,
who remembers anything about Darksiders? Like, it's not a bad series. It's just like it is such a non-entity to me. The Watcher. There we go. That was his name. It's like, it is just so kind of generic to me that's like none of it sticks with me.
Yeah.
Not even in a bad way. Just like in one ear and out the other.
Yeah. Like, there's only one line I remember from that game. I've never played the game, but my introduction to even hearing that line was when, right after Bionicle had ended and Hero Factory was just taking off, the first main villain of Hero Factory Year 1 was a character named Von Nebula. And someone on YouTube was giving off like what then Von Nebula should sound like, just doing like, you know, playing different audio clips to his movements and everything in the Hero Factory movie that was being made.
I don't want to worry.
And the second to the last line that was being used was that line from Darksiders, "Do it! Tear out her heart while she still lives. I want to hear her scream." That was like, I was like, wait a second, that's Mark Hamill doing that voice? And he said, it's like, that's actually going to be the voice of Von Nebula in the Hero Factory movie. I was like, okay.
Man, I hate the stink of hospitals.
Like, most of my memories of Darksiders have been clouded by stuff that Yahtzee has said about it in his Zero Punctuation reviews. Like, his headcanon that, like, the forces of heaven and hell in Darksiders aren't like warring factions, but are actually just a big bureaucratic system, and that War triggered the apocalypse too early because he didn't file the proper paperwork. A lot of people, from my understanding, a lot of people didn't like Darksiders 3 as much as Darksiders 1 and 2 because they decided to go from like they went from Darksiders 1, God of War clone, Darksiders 2, more Zelda-like, Darksiders 3, Souls-like.
Looks more like a torture.
As was the style at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joker and Master Ericus from Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, Master Ericus is Mark Hamill, and Master Xehanort is, or was at the time, Leonard Nimoy. In a, as Nomura said, it was an intentional casting there so they could have Star Wars versus Star Trek.
Nice.
And then after Leonard Nimoy passed, they replaced him with Rutger Hauer. And then Rutger Hauer died like less than a year after Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. So by the time the DLC was coming out, they replaced him again with why am I forgetting his name? Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, nice.
And I'm like, please don't let Christopher Lloyd die, because it's apparent that Master Xehanort is a cursed role. Because his Japanese voice actor died too.
Oh, jeez.
And he voiced Eggman.
You're safe now.
Oh, wow.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks that Master Xehanort is a cursed role. Because so many people have died who happened to voice Master Xehanort.
I'll be right back. I gotta go walk the brown mile. You know what I mean.
Yeah, I hate that I get that reference. I hate that I get that reference. Talk to you when done streaming? Definitely. Probably not going to be up too late tonight because tomorrow's my first day of class at my new college, where I'm officially moving from a game design major to digital arts and animation. You know, brush up on my artistic skills and learn how to 3D model so I can start making my own VTuber stuff instead of having to commission people. I'll still totally commission artists for stuff. Thanks, Shadow Dragon. That means a lot. Yeah, I've already visited the campus that we're going to. Well, I say visited the campus. I went to orientation last Saturday. And by God, was I ready to die by the end of it, because as it turns out, by orientation, they meant 7 hours straight of lectures. I forgot what I'm looking for. Oh, yeah. Hang on, I'm coming. I'll get to you eventually, lady.
Batman, over here.
Shush. I've got to align this question mark.
Batman.
I'm back.
That one could have been
There we go.
monkey. But good job, never.
Please, over here.
Okay, what do you want, Red? Are you gonna talk to me? There we go.
1 minute we were grounds, and the next, armed thugs burst into the room and took us hostage.
Did they have anyone with them?
He says that one could have been solved by a monkey, but, like, then you think, this is the same universe that has both Monsieur Mala and Gorilla Grodd.
Yeah, right.
So that's not that's not saying much.
Hell, there's even a character, like from, like, I think he was from the Silver Age, who was like, actually, I remember his name, Detective Chimp. I think his name was.
Okay, stay here. I'll find the other doctors.
I'm here, Mike.
And he was literally a sentient, like an actual chimp that had like not. I would say he had human intelligence, but like genius human level intelligence to the point where he was like he rivaled Batman in detective work.
Okay, but like speaking of people that rival Batman, it was through the latest animation degrees can be pretty challenging. You wish me all the best of luck. Thank you. All these well wishes mean a lot to me, guys. I'm only going for a 2-year associate's degree because it's a community college. But yeah, hoping to be able to put at least some of it to use in my VTubing stuff.
Nice.
But yeah, speaking of you know, detectives that can rival Batman, I was like a couple days years old when I learned that, like, you know how in Fairly Odd Parents they had a recurring Adam West Batman parody called Catman?
I did not know that, but then again, I didn't watch a lot of Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah, it turns out there is an actual Catman in DC Comics.
Yeah.
So it's not even a good parody because there's already a Catman.
Right.
Let's give Mr. Cat a great big hand.
You sure could use one.
And he was voiced by Adam West, except for later in the series where I'm guessing this was after Adam West passed, where they, instead of, because Butch Hartman's kind of an asshole, as we know, instead of retiring the Catman character like the SpongeBob crew did for Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy after their voice actors passed, they just got a sound-alike to voice Catman for his remaining episodes.
Rather than just write him out of the show, they decide to...
It's not even like he was a main character. It's like, the thing is, like, I hate... Fairly Odd Parents is one of the worst cases of seasonal rot that you will see in a kid's show. Because it loses so much track of, like, what its rules are supposed to be.
Right.
Yeah, they retired the Mayor West character from Family Guy after Adam West passed, and renamed the school in there to Adam West High,
Nice.
as a tribute to him. Meanwhile, Butch Hartman's like, this character's explicitly supposed to be Adam West in real life, but we can just get a sound-alike to play him. Like, it's not just that he's, you know, a parody of Adam West Batman. It's that he is Adam West. And, he thinks that he's the character he played in the 60s.
Can't let that man die. We have to clear the room of toxin as quickly as possible.
But yeah, like, one of the things, that's actually one of the aspects of the character that they lost track of very quickly, was that he was supposed to be, you know, an old, washed-up Adam West who thinks that he's the character he played on TV. Whereas in later episodes, in later seasons, they just wrote him as a superhero.
Oh, jeez.
Like, no, the joke is that he's crazy and thinks that he's a fictional character.
Yeah.
But hey, at least they never replaced Jay Leno as the Crimson Chin. They replaced Norm Macdonald as Norm the Genie very quickly. Like, after 2 appearances, he started being voiced by a sound-alike.
Oh, jeez.
Patient interview 21. Patient's name.
So the great detective has solved a mere...
Also, there was a thread that I saw. Yeah, but first, I'm off to destroy Canada. They've had it too good for too long. I'm only weak to 3 things: magic lamps, the charms of Barbara Eden, and smooth stuff. There's that last pair of teeth. Okay, what upgrade are we getting? I'm thinking we start going towards the combat upgrades, because I usually save the gadget upgrades until later.
Makes sense.
Because I don't find the gadgets to be as useful in combat in Arkham Asylum as they are in later games.
That's true, yeah.
Because, like, you know, in a case, yeah, shout out to the actress who played Jeannie. Yeah, that was a brilliant reference to a show that no kid at the time would have heard of or even seen. But it works because he's a genie shouting out the star of I Dream of Jeannie.
There are still medical staff needing my...
Combat upgrades tend to help a lot later on. Yeah, combat upgrades have a lot more immediate benefits in Arkham Asylum, whereas in later games, you know, you're more free to upgrade in a non-linear order, you could say. Well, Arkham Origins seems to have a very fixed linear order for upgrades, because it has like a progression path as opposed to just a list of upgrades.
Yeah.
But it was only after the arrival.
So I could be talking out my ass.
Patients were ready. Patient X was the catalyst that led to a full-scale adoption of the Titan.
Patient X. That's giving me fucking Protoform X flashbacks.
Yeah, right. This Patient X, I wonder who he could be.
Origins plays more like this. Yeah, I've noticed that. Like, it's very clear. Like, I know that it was developed by the B team, Warner Brothers Montreal.
Yeah.
Like, presentation-wise, it doesn't feel that off, other than, you know, not having Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
But gameplay-wise, it very much feels like a game made by a B-team studio. Not bad, but not like the
Not
next
as
step.
robust as the other.
Not as robust and not like a natural evolution of what the previous games did. More like a sidestep.
Yeah.
Not regressing, just sort of like, keep the status quo because we don't want to fuck up the actual sequel.
Right.
Okay, I'll hydrate. I'll lubricate my throat for you guys. Yeah, I like the heavier emphasis on, crime scenes and detective stuff. Where in Arkham Origins so far, like you get to see replays of the crime scenes as they happened.
Yeah, which I thought was pretty cool.
Why you chose me? Did Joker specify me? Why don't you let me talk to him? I'm sure we can.
Also, hello, surprising inclusion of I believe that's Cree Summer, right?
Yeah, that's Cree Summer.
Cree Summer's not a voice that I often associate with Batman.
Nope.
Although, if they were to do, like, in the event that they had done another one of those animated 60s style Batman movies, like Return of the Cape Crusaders and Batman versus Two-Face,
Not for long.
like, if they were to keep up the gag of Catwoman being played by different actresses depending on the episode or movie, then I could see Cree Summer being a good stand-in for Eartha Kitt.
They said they were moving through the facility, hunting down the other doctors.
Like, she's naturally got that kind of
And then all the staff will
somewhat raspy voice that Eartha Kitt had.
Yeah.
There are still more medical staff that need my help.
Have a good night, Shadow Dragon.
Night, Shadow Dragon.
Same with the gag of Carmelita Fox's voice actors being replaced every Sly Cooper game. Yeah, I don't feel like that was an intentional gag. It just ended up happening that way.
That's because an idiot would have found that trophy.
Overcompensating much? It's okay, Riddler. Your trophies are very well placed.
Oh, I'm not sure I can keep it a secret any longer. I've got 2 old friends coming to the party. One of them is just terrified you'll leave without saying hello. The other, well, let's just say he's going to be as surprised to see you as you will be to see him.
When Amadeus Arkham built this fine institution, few would have believed it could be the premier psychiatric evaluation and rehabilitation center it has become.
That's funny.
Various so-called super criminals who've been treated here.
I love how the Arkham press or like the advertisement team for Arkham is just like, oh yeah, we're one of the we're one of the best freaking psychiatric care hospitals in the country. I'm like, this coming from the establishment that can't keep their damn inmates or patients even locked up.
It's like, we are the best psychiatric care facility for super criminals in the country. We are also the only one, so we're the best by default.
Right.
Batman!
Don't speak. You're safe now.
But it's a trap.
I know. Just not for me.
It's true. You really are the world's greatest detective. How did you do that, Bats? Oh, what the hell? Get down there, boys. See if he can detect being punched in the face.
Okay, but hear me out. If we eventually get another Arkham game that follows up on the I'm not sure whether you would count it a cliffhanger or not, more like a sequel hook of Arkham Knight, then what if instead of like going with, you know, the more grounded, realistic villains like they did for the rest of the Arkham series, they're like, nah, here's Batmite.
Oh god. It's funny you should say Batmite. I was actually talking to Ferd yesterday on the phone, and he was like, I told him about Batmite and everything like that. Or was it? No, I don't remember if it was I don't know if it was Ferd I was talking to about that. No, actually, I think it wasn't Ferd. It was True Prime I was talking to about that. Whoever it was, I just remember talking to them about Batmite.
I couldn't speak. Relax, you're safe now. I can handle.
Bring in Will Friedle for some time travel stuff.
Welcome to Arkham Asylum. Our staff are here to help you.
I've got ringside for the big event. Harley.
You know, I think the stun move is really underutilized in this game because there's so few knife goons in this game.
Yeah.
And the stun is only useful against the knife goons, really.
Right.
I like how from Arkham City onward they made it so it's like, no, knife goons have their own specific counter method, and the stun is used for brutes.
Are they okay?
Yeah.
Yes, they're safe now.
Batman, we've got another problem.
I need to get back to the mansion. All my research notes are there. We can't risk Joker getting his hands on them.
It's not safe, Doctor. The island's a war zone. You won't stand a chance.
It's my life's work. You really don't have the authority to...
I'll get her there, Batman. You ask me, it's about time for a little payback.
Or if you want to pad your combo number through beatdowns, yeah, that's your other use for the stun move.
Take Dr. Young. Get her notes and then find somewhere safe to hold up. Everyone else, go to the observation room. Barricade yourselves in.
The boss says he's in here somewhere. Spread out.
Yeah, you know, it's funny, like, if I were ever to be given a chance to meet Mark Hamill and get his autograph, I think out of respect, I would actually not have him autograph my mint in-box Joker figure from Arkham Asylum. Honestly, just for, you know, respect. But I would have him autograph my copy of the Covenant of Primus as Megatronus, because, you know, he did voice, in my opinion, one of the best versions of that character. So, I mean, Tony Todd was okay as the Fallen, but, you know, I'm not a fan of Michael Bay's interpretation of the character.
Yeah, because the Fallen's not like... He's not a character in the Michael Bay movies. He's just someone to slot into the bad guy role. He has no personality.
Yeah. Right.
He has no personality, and in the context of the movie that he's in and that the movie is named after, like, we don't know who he is or why we should care or why Megatron's his bitch boy.
Right. I know they explain in the prequel comics and everything, but at the same time, it's like they should at least throw us a bone in the movie. But yeah, the prequel comics were written to explain that, because Bay did such a horrible job writing that in.
Too easy. Oh, think about it. I've got you trapped in a little metal box, hanging precariously over a deadly drop. What say I just blow the emergency brakes and drop you like a sack of puppies? Say goodnight, Bat.
You know, I could say that Joker's got a bit of a complexity addiction when it comes to how he wants to beat Batman.
Yeah.
But no one's ever going to have a bigger complexity addiction than our boy Jake Conway from Ride to Hell Retribution. That whole sequence with the electric fence is ingrained in my mind forever. Like, fucking blows up a power plant and murders the people working there just to shut down a single electric fence.
I might be in the minority here, but I kind of like the Scarecrow's design in Arkham Knight better than I do in Asylum.
I like his design in Arkham Knight. I don't like his characterization in Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
Like, they try to, like, Scarecrow's not the type to be, like, you know, the monologuing, stoic villain. No, he's the crazy "I'ma spook you" guy.
Exactly. He's obsessed with fear. He should be, you know, he should be like, his schemes are to concoct. He's concocting schemes on how to actually, you know, get the Batman to be afraid and study that fear.
Also,
that's really all it.
If I can have a complaint about a recurring character in the Arkham series that has a massive missed opportunity, it's that we have Jack Ryder in most of these games, but he never becomes the Creeper.
No, he doesn't. I think this game actually references him being the Creeper, but
I think it does in his character bio. But
yeah,
a lot of stuff in the character bios for Arkham Asylum gets contradicted from City onwards.
Yeah, like my surviving cousin actually. I was talking to him about this when this game had first come out, and he.
This is fine. This is totally normal.
Yeah, right.
Are you there?
But yeah, he told me that this game technically takes place in the animated series universe, and I can actually believe that. But that was before City was announced.
Yeah, in when it was just Asylum, it was easy enough to believe that it took place somewhere in the animated series continuity. But from City onwards, it makes it clear that's its own separate continuity.
Right.
Oh my god, I'm stuck in the revolving door! Help!
Father, you should have stood up to him, son. Like a man.
He was 8 years old.
Mom?
Help us, Bruce. Don't let us die.
I'm just delaying the inevitable to edge you guys.
What's in the bag? What's in the bag? Hello! But yeah, there's, like, for the Scarecrow's design, I like the design better in Night than I do Asylum. But if there's one thing I would add from Asylum and put it in Night to replace what he had there, was the way his glove, or gauntlet, whatever you want to call it, the means of injecting the fear toxin, I don't like the way it was designed in Night. I kind of like the idea of it just being a bunch of syringes at his fingertips. So, instead of just being like, you know, he makes a fist and syringes just kind of pop out like Wolverine-style claws.
Okay, but this seamless transition here. This blew my mind when I first saw it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll hydrate. I also like Scarecrow's voice better in this game.
Yeah.
Like, Arkham Knight Scarecrow is not how I imagine Scarecrow sounding.
No.
Like, it sounds like, it sounds more like Jigsaw than Scarecrow.
Yeah. I think that's the point, though I get the feeling, I think that was the point. They were trying to make him sound
it doesn't work for Scarecrow.
I'm not saying it does, I'm saying that was probably the point, though. They were trying to make him sound like Jigsaw, and I'm like, well, that's not Scarecrow.
Yeah, it makes sense that his voice would sound different considering what happened to him in between games.
Yeah.
He just needs to take a few days off and drink plenty of water. He'll be fine. And as for those terrible facial injuries they suffered, just put some Windex on it. That's literally the only thing I remember from My Big Fat Greek Wedding is just put some Windex on it.
Let's see. So,
Oracle.
Let's see.
I'm okay.
The voice of Scarecrow in Arkham Asylum was Dino Andrade. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Yeah.
A little run-in with Scarecrow slowed me
Let's
down.
see. As
I'll get back to
for
you in a bit.
Knight, I think that was Nolan North. I could be wrong, though. I've been wrong before. John Noble. Okay. Yeah, so John Noble was the voice of Scarecrow in Arkham Knight. I can actually see that.
What would I know
think
John
was the
Noble
best-
from?
Yeah. John Noble was the voice of Unicron in Transformers Prime.
Okay. Yeah, I can
yeah,
hear it now.
Yeah. Honestly, there's one actor I feel was the perfect fit for the Scarecrow. And unfortunately, we never got it in any of the Arkham games, but we got it in Injustice. Oh God, what's his name? Freddy Krueger's actor.
Robert Englund.
Yes, Robert Englund. He, in my opinion, is the best voice for Scarecrow in the modern age, because at least for those of us who remember watching the original Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
Oh, I can't wait!
Yeah, I've only seen the first Nightmare on Elm Street and Freddy vs. Jason, but yeah, I could totally see him being a good Scarecrow.
Yeah.
I've seen clips from later Nightmare movies. Like, the one with the Roach Hotel.
Oh, yeah.
Or, I got the Power Glove!
Oh, God. The sad fact is I've only ever actually seen two Nightmare on Elm Street films. The original and the remake, which the remake I saw first and couldn't even sit through the whole thing.
If you could find a way to get to Harley...
Like, to the remake's credit, it includes a lot of stuff that was intended to be part of Freddy's character in the original, but was cut. Like, the whole Kitty Diddler angle was supposed to be part of his character, but it had to be just implied rather than stated outright. Due to more heavy censorship at the time by the MPAA. Then again, the MPAA just has a weird history of being like overly harsh on certain types of movies over others.
Yeah.
Now go.
Like, a perfect example is, I can't remember the names of the movies, but there's these two, LGBTQ, romance movies that just came out. Like, they don't have anything in it that's, like, particularly racy, but because they focus on LGBTQ romances, they were given, like, an R and an NC-17 rating.
Okay.
Because, you know, having sex scenes is more, you know, gets you a higher rating if it's a gay sex scene versus a straight sex scene. Like, 50 Shades of Grey can get away with full frontal female nudity and softcore pornography for its entire run and get an R rating.
Trap shut. You won't get away with this.
But, you know, a story about two gay dudes falling in love that happens to have some romantic sex scenes in it, nah, that's NC-17.
That's stupid.
The commissioner's just died.
Well, I mean, if you want to see another really infamous example of the MPAA being incredibly inconsistent with their ratings, the entire production of the South Park movie.
Oh, jeez.
It got to the point where every time Matt and Trey would submit the South Park movie for a rating, the MPAA would give them a list of stuff to cut, and they would cut it, and then replace it with something worse.
Oh, jeez. But yeah, surprisingly enough, I saw the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street first, and my problem with it was, wasn't the whole, wasn't the story or anything. I just couldn't sit through the first 10 minutes of the film because, I couldn't stand, like, I had a very low tolerance for gore back then. I was not used to it, so just seeing how slowly they kill the guy in the first 10 minutes of the film was like, I couldn't sit there and watch it, so I was like, you know, I turned it off and returned the disc.
It took me forever to be able to get into even the first Nightmare on Elm Street because my mom's got a specific fear of Freddy Krueger. Because one of her friends no, it's just she's scared of Freddy Krueger in particular. Because when the first one came out, some of her friends dragged her to go see it, and it traumatized her.
Oh.
She's got a low tolerance for horror in general. Also, line from the fandom that I love here is like right after Batman pounces on Harley like that.
You'll do it. Batman, listen. We're not alone.
I think it's in this scene, or maybe it's in a different scene where it's like, yeah, it's this scene where it's like, I knocked out Harley. Is that okay, Joker? No.
I love how the doors just open and nobody actually laid a hand on them. It doesn't look like either one of them put a hand on the door.
Dr. Young's login.
Never mind that. Get behind me now.
And here's where I had a fucking ball, because I played Bane in the fandom. And I was instructed to do my best Tom Hardy, and I ended up going overboard with my Tom Hardy and slipping into Long John Baldry.
I actually remember that. I was listening, like I skipped through most of the fandom just to get to your part because I wanted to hear it. And I was laughing my ass off at what I heard. Time to pop up.
Gordon, run!
I'll say the line because apparently it's a line that gets a few laughs from what I've heard. The monster energy flows through my veins, Batman.
Oh god.
Nice lady.
I'll say fuck.
Real talk, though, I don't like the Bane fight, because, like, the boss fights in Arkham Asylum are pretty weak in general, because most of them are just variants on the brute fight.
Yep.
Like, the only one that really breaks away from that trend is Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
The MPAA tends to neuter the Friday the 13th series, yeah, to the point where the like certain deleted scenes that were forced to be cut by the MPAA are now considered lost media.
Oh wow.
And the MPAA's demands for Friday the 13th series in particular are notoriously very petty. Where, like, there was one of the kills in one of the movies involves Jason picking up someone who's sleeping in a sleeping bag and bashing them against a tree repeatedly. The MPAA put a limit on how many times he could bash the person against the tree. Like, 5 times was okay, but 6 times was too much. Or something like that.
That's very weird, but okay.
But, with the South Park example, apparently that was the Jason actor's favorite scene to do. I can imagine. That looked like it was fun. This just in. Arikado says murdering people sounds like fun. But no,
don't clip that. Don't clip that, people.
Like, going back to the South Park example in particular, like, one of the sticking points that the MPAA had was the title of the movie, which is, it was originally supposed to be titled South Park All Hell Breaks Loose. And MPAA was like, you can't have a movie with hell in the title without it being NC-17. Even though they have never had a rule like that before or since.
No.
Where's Quinn? Gone. Must have gotten loose.
So they decided, okay, since we can't call it All Hell Breaks Loose as a reference to the actual plot of the movie, we're going to call it Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. And that got approved.
Nice.
I will break you, Batman. Then the Bruja. No, Bane. This time I break you.
What a waste of a Batmobile.
Yep.
You think he's got insurance on that?
He's Batman.
I mean, he is Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne. He doesn't need insurance.
Yeah, right.
I don't like leaving you.
Like, how do you insure the Batmobile? Is Geico going to save you 15% on a death machine?
Right.
You're needed.
Oh, you want to talk death machines? Honestly, I don't consider the original Batmobile.
Yeah, the Arkham Knight Batmobile is more of a death machine.
Yeah.
It's straight up just a tank.
Yeah, basically, like, it's, from what I can tell, in my opinion, it kind of gives me Tumblr vibes from the Nolan verse.
Yeah. Well, it was obviously inspired by the Tumblr.
Yeah.
And that's my least favorite Batmobile, because it's like, wow, it's just an armored car. That is boring.
Yeah, there's like nothing to distinguish it from any other all-terrain vehicle or whatever kind of vehicle to use for crime fighting.
Here's my hot take on the Nolanverse Batman movies. I find them very boring, with their villains usually being the only highlights. And even then, they manage to make villains that are super interesting in the comics more boring. Like, how do you make Ra's al Ghul boring?
I know, right?
And everyone, like, I feel like Dark Knight Joker is overhyped just because of Heath Ledger's tragic death. Because, like, that's not the Joker, that's anarchy.
Right.
And Tom Hardy's Bane is popular for reasons other than what were intended because of that stupid voice.
Yeah, I mean, he became a meme.
He became a meme because he overacts the hell out of every line.
Yeah,
with that ridiculous sounding accent.
Right.
Yeah, and the mask too. Like
Yeah.
the whole that whole scene in the plane where he's talking to the agent, like. Whenever I listen to that, I'm like, I get Tommy Wiseau The Room vibes from it because it feels like the dialogue's out of order.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if I took that mask off, would it kill you? It would be extremely painful. You're a big guy for you. Like, the best description I've heard of Tom Hardy's Bane, and it came from one of the worst people possible, Newt from, it used to be a, like, nerd culture group called Underbelly. Now he's most known for being the guy responsible for the Cinemassacre Monster Madness plagiarism controversy. Because he was the one that plagiarized the review script. Because he wrote the script for that episode, and he just plagiarized other reviews to write it. But the one good original take I've heard him say is that Tom Hardy's Bane sounds like Sean Connery talking through a drive-through speaker.
I can actually see that. Let's see. You know, and one of the criticisms my former friend would say to me about the Nolan versus Bane was, he's like, oh well, you know, he's not using Venom or anything like that, so he's apparently not that strong. And I'm like, I had to remind him that there was a point in time where Bane actually had to get off the Venom and rebuild his strength muscle by muscle, naturally.
Yeah, but still, Nolan versus Bane clearly wouldn't be as strong as Comics Bane because that mask is just giving him tranquilizers, basically.
Right.
No, anesthesia.
I know.
Yeah.
I once saved an inmate from leaving
so, like,
below. I found a cave.
He can't feel shit. That,
right.
Like, obviously, you're less likely to pull your punches if you have no feeling.
Right.
But, like the whole problem I have with the Nolan verse comes down to his idea that we're going to make it grounded in reality. No fantastical elements, no Venom, no Mr. Freeze, no Poison Ivy. Joker doesn't use Joker toxin.
Joker's whole shtick is that he's
Joker's not even the victim of like chemical burns that deformed his body and bleached his skin. He's just wearing face paint and has and gave himself a Chelsea grin.
Yeah.
Like, I find that so boring.
Yeah. I mean, I like there's some aspects of Heath Ledger's Joker I like, at least line-wise.
Like his performance is good. I don't like how the character's written.
Yeah. Like a lot of the quote-unquote jokes that he does in the film, like there are some I like, but others I don't.
The only one that ever stuck out to me was making a pencil disappear.
That's my favorite, yeah. But a lot of times in my Joker monologues, like even at one point in theater class last semester, someone in the theater club asked me to do a couple of Joker monologues, and I'm like, okay, sure. I asked them which one they wanted, and one said that they wanted like the Killing Joke monologue, and I was like, okay. I had to remember that because it was a while since I did it, but I was like, yeah, sure, I could do that. And then another one asked for the
giving
Heath Ledger monologue, and I'm like, okay, I could do that too, because that's actually like people were asking me, can you do Heath Ledger's voice? And I'm like, I can, but it's not my favorite to do. I prefer doing a variation of Mark Hamill's Joker voice. And they were like, oh, we want to hear that. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I gave them the whole monologue, want to know how I got these scars, and that, like, I hammed it up though. That was the thing. I feel like the Joker would have hammed that up a little bit more than what Heath Ledger actually did in the film. But this is my personal take.
And as many problems as I have with the Nolanverse, it's still better than what they had planned for Batman 5 during the Schumacher era.
Oh, yeah.
Security deactivated.
With fucking Harley Quinn being the daughter of the Joker.
Oh, fuck that shit.
Yeah, and even more bat nipples. Oh, and Jack Nicholson's Joker was going to return, but as, like, hallucinations.
Yeah, which is funny, because it sounds like that's the same kind of plot that they used for the Joker in Arkham Knight.
Yeah, except, I don't think Scarecrow was involved with their plan for Batman 5. It was going to be called Batman Triumphant. Obviously, it didn't get very far.
Yeah.
Didn't get anywhere near as far as, what was it, Superman Lives? The one with Nicolas Cage playing to be Superman?
Oh, yeah, I don't remember the name of that, but I do know what you're talking about.
It was big. Lots of external funding.
That is a movie that I wish had gotten made, just because, yes, it would have been terrible, but it would have been amazing.
Looks like she was experimenting on the Arkham patients. This new chemical only barely resembles the original Venom compound.
There are a number of changes that appear to amplify the strength of the drug. Multiple references to a Titan formula. Even a small amount could trigger a...
Also, here's another hot take of mine. Batman and Robin is not that bad of a movie. Like, yes, the story's a mess. Yes, it's completely impossible to take it seriously. However, I can't call it the worst movie ever made, because I still get enjoyment from watching it.
Yeah, exactly.
To do that?
What am I saying? And the sad fact is, I feel like everyone started hating that film after the Nostalgia Critic gave a review of it. That's my personal theory.
Like James Rolfe had a better take on it than the Nostalgia Critic did, which is it's a comedy.
Going after her.
Yeah.
He's heading to the mansion with cash.
Like, if you view it as a comedy, it's perfectly fine.
Right.
Because it's clearly not trying to be a serious movie.
No, it's not.
Like, genuinely, the worst thing that Batman and Robin did was kill the career of Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah.
Sorry, boss.
And that's not a fault with the movie itself, that's with Hollywood.
Yeah.
I'll try and be more precise next time I'm planning an island takeover. There's nothing wrong with this thing. Hey, can you hear me? Do you need to come up here and get your ears cleaned out? Got a new way.
Why are we the ones trying?
It's the bat!
There's the line, it's the bat!
It's the bat!
Just imagine, like, you can picture someone that looks like Joe Rogan saying that, right?
Yes, I can see that.
Dr. Young. According to her bank records, there have been multiple payments starting last April until 2 months ago. Then nothing. The payments came from a company owned by Mr. Jack White.
One of Joker's oldest...
She was collaborating with the front man for the White Stripes? Damn.
All of a sudden he stopped.
Didn't know he was into, like, bioweapon research. Although, honestly, with Jack White, with how strange of a man Jack White is, that wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me if he had some, supervillain side activities.
That one.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, it wasn't much of a challenge. I was running out of time.
You know, Riddler's excuses as you get, as you start, finding more and more of his Riddler trophies, give off vibes of like, oh yeah, I have a girlfriend, however, I can't show you her because she goes to another school.
Yeah, right.
And she's out of town right now. And she's not allowed to, send pictures of herself.
Aye.
And also she moved away, and she's never coming back.
Hey, this is weird. The payments to Dr. Young's account didn't stop exactly. They were declined. Dr. Young put a block on her account.
Sounds like she had a change of heart. She tried to block the payments. Joker doesn't like it when his partners try to back out.
So he decided to get himself back to Arkham, find his formula, and create the army himself.
Exactly.
I've hacked into her email accounts. 2 mails stand out. The first is a resignation letter dated last week. Sounds like she was trying to get away.
And the second?
A message from Joker. Well, Jack White. It's a long thread. She's begging to stop the experiment. Says it's too dangerous. He's not listening. Let's see. Random threats to her family, a couple of bad jokes, a picture of a dead baby, and a threat.
Go on.
He says...
I love how she's so used to, you know, horrific images like that doesn't even faze her anymore.
Yeah, she's been desensitized.
No mystery why she's so scared.
It's like the line from Goblin Slayer. You get used to it.
Yeah.
That trophy was a test. Well done. You passed the elementary grade.
True. That is true.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Yeah.
I think after this room, I'm gonna call it quits because I need to make sure I get a good night's rest for tomorrow.
Oh yeah, first day of school and everything for the new semester.
Yeah, gotta get used to getting up at a reasonable hour.
Aye.
And not just going back to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that feeling. When my semester starts, I gotta be up at like 6 a.m. and I have to be at school by 9. So it only gives me like a few hours to like, you know, wake up, you know, get some breakfast,
Grab a brush and put a little makeup. Hide the scars that fade away the shake-up. Wonder why you leave your keys up on the table. Here you go, create another fable. Because you wanted to. Alright. That is gonna do it for tonight. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Let's exit to desktop. I am grabbing the wrong controller.
Oops.
Oops.
Oops. You broke it.
Oops. I didn't break anything this time. Alright,
let's see.
No raid tonight. I'm too tired.
Fair enough.
Alright. I'll see you guys next time with Smasher Pass VTuber Edition. And until then, unpleasant dreams.
Nighty night, everyone. Yeah.